Hello students, welcome to the next chapter of electromagnetic engineering, that is electromagnetic waves. In this chapter we are going to study how electromagnetic waves are created and how we can use the Maxwell's equations to represent electromagnetic wave. So let us start. So first in the introductory part we are going to learn how electromagnetic waves are formed, whether the electric charges produce electromagnetic waves and some properties of the electromagnetic waves and their applications. So, in general, a wave is a disturbance in medium that transfers energy from one point to another point. If a certain kind of phenomena is repeatedly occurring in some medium, then it is called as a wave. It has some movement of or the direction of travel. So, waves are generally classified into two major categories. First is the mechanical waves, and the second is electromagnetic waves. Mechanical waves means sound waves or some water waves. These are called a type of mechanical waves. These are made by some mechanical phenomena, mechanical vibrations. We know that whenever there is some kind of sound generated by some mechanical vibration of diaphragm, then that wave travel, and when it reaches to our ear, we can hear the sound. So it is called as a mechanical phenomena or mechanical wave. Now mechanical waves are again differentiated into two parts, that is longitudinal wave and transverse wave. Longitudinal waves means in longitudinal wave both particle movement and the wave movement are in the same direction. But in case of transverse waves, the particle movement and the wave movement are perpendicular to each other. Right? So in sound waves, particles are moving in horizontal direction and wave is moving in the same direction. Okay, so it is known as longitudinal waves. So, and transverse wave, when particle moves in y directional, the wave can move in x direction, like that. Okay, so water waves, when a stone is dropped into water, the dropping of stone is in vertical direction, but the waves which are generated on the water is in horizontal direction. So hence they are known as transverse waves. And the second major category of waves is electromagnetic waves, and it constitutes different kinds of wave like light waves, microwaves, infrared, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, and radio waves. Now, electromagnetic waves do not require any medium to transfer, but mechanical waves require a medium to transfer. The medium can be air or water or any other medium must be present. Then only we can pass the mechanical waves. But for electromagnetic waves, no, even if there is no air, they can transfer. They can transmit through vacuum also. We all have experienced electromagnetic waves. When we tune into radio or when we listen to a radio or mobile phone nowadays, or we can when we speak into the micro headphone, when we turn a light, or when we use an X-ray machine, or when we feel some warmth of a sunlight, all of us, by this all phenomena we can experience electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves is a concept which is present everywhere surrounding us. How the electromagnetic waves are created? Whether the moving charges create electromagnetic waves? Yes. And moving electric charge is surrounded by an electric field. We know that. And a magnetic field. When the charge is stationary, the electric field is only created. But when the charge moves, the current is generated. And when the current is generated, a magnetic field is generated. We all have seen this by Faraday's law, right? So whenever there is an electric field, there is some kind of magnetic field. But the electric field constitute must have a charge in motion. So, a changing magnetic field create a changing electric field. The reverse phenomena can exist. Whenever there is a changing magnetic field is present, then changing electric field will be generated. So, one such example where both the phenomena are generated is example of transformer. In the primary winding, we just apply electric field and the current flows and that current creates a magnetic field. So flux will be generated because of that magnetic field. When secondary coil comes near the primary coil, when it cuts the flux, changing flux, then a EMF is induced in the secondary coil or field is induced in the secondary coil. that field will generate an electric current, which is known as induced current. So this means an electric field create a magnetic field, and again that magnetic field creates an electric field. In this way, both the fields are creating one another. When electric field vibrates, when electric charge vibrates, the electric field around it changes, creating a changing magnetic field that we know. So, a electromagnetic wave constitutes an electric field also as well as magnetic field also, as shown in figure. The blue color indicates the magnetic field in sinusoidal variations, and yellow color indicates the electric field in sinusoidal variation. But both are seen perpendicular to each other. So electric field and magnetic fields create each other again and again, and then they travel through in some direction. Okay, so when both the fields are present in a particular wave, that wave is known as electromagnetic wave. So an electromagnetic wave travels in all directions. The figure shows the wave is traveling in certain direction, right? So, but the electric and magnetic fields vibrate at right angles to the direction of the wave where it is traveling. So it is a transverse wave, right? So means electric field is in, suppose in this figure, the electric field, let us see it closely. The electric field is in vertical direction shown by the red lines, and the magnetic field in horizontal direction, which is perpendicular to the red lines, and it is in blue color. Okay, so this magnetic and electric field will generate an electromagnetic wave, but the wave is traveling in the third direction. The wave is traveling in the third direction. So suppose if the electric field is in y direction and magnetic field is in x direction, then the wave may travel in z direction. Okay, so it is known as a transverse electromagnetic wave. A single frequency electromagnetic wave exhibits a sinusoidal variation of electric and magnetic fields in space. So electromagnetic wave is a transverse electromagnetic wave. The direction of propagation is in some different direction as other than the field direction. So let us come to some properties of the electromagnetic waves. First, electromagnetic waves do not need matter to transfer energy. They can transfer through vacuum also. They can transfer through air also, but they can transfer to other materials also. They are known as transverse electric waves because the direction of propagation is different than the direction of charges. They are made by vibrating electric charges and can travel through space by transferring energy between vibrating electric and magnetic fields. The energy is transferred between electric field and magnetic field. Okay, so and both the fields are perpendicular to each other. They travel with speed of light, and the speed of light is 3 into 10 to 8 meter per second. They always transfer some kind of energy, and that energy is nothing but power. We are going to see all these concepts in broad categories again in the next section. So as it is a wave and it is a sinusoidal variation and it is a transverse wave, it has a wavelength, it has a crest and trough, it has amplitude. And so if you see in two-dimensional, we can see this two-dimensional wave. The direction of energy travel is in horizontal direction and the medium is oscillating, whether it may be a electric field or it may be a magnetic field. The direction of medium is perpendicular to the direction of energy travel. So, so the distance between the two crests, see here, the distance between two peaks is known as wavelength, or wavelength is nothing but what? It is a distance traveled by one cycle. It is distance traveled by one cycle of the wave. And amplitude is maximum variation of the waves in the direction of oscillation. Maximum variation of the wave in the direction of oscillation. So wavelength is distance from crest to crest, and frequency is nothing but number of wavelengths that pass a given point in 1 second. We all know this Frequency is nothing but the number of cycles in 1 second, or the number of wavelengths that pass in 1 second, and it is measured in hertz. Wavelength is measured in meters. As frequency increases, wavelength becomes smaller, right? So as frequency increases, wavelength becomes smaller. So there is a reciprocal of frequency for wavelength. Both are converse to each other. So by this equation, we can express v, that is the speed of light, speed of wave, is equal to f multiplied by lambda, where f is the frequency of wave and it is measured in hertz. Lambda is a wavelength measured in meters, and small v is speed of wave. For light wave, v is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. If any quantity is known, the other quantities can be found out. Who discovered this wave phenomena, or who discovered electromagnetic wave phenomena? In 1987, scientist Hertz discovered that a shining light on a metal caused electrons to be ejected. Whether or not electrons are ejected depends upon the frequency, not on the amplitude of the light. Remember, energy depends upon the amplitude, but when the electrons are emitted, that depends upon the frequency. So these things are discovered by scientist Heinrich Hertz. After some years, Albert Einstein explained Hertz's discovery. Electromagnetic waves can behave as a particle called as photon, whose energy depends upon the frequency of the wave. So he said that it is a particle which generates electromagnetic waves is nothing but a photon. He named it a photon, and the energy of that photon depends upon the frequency of the wave. If the frequency is high, the energy is high. So we have seen this electromagnetic spectrum in physics, which includes all kinds of waves, all kinds of electromagnetic waves of different wavelength and frequency. In this figure, at the left side there are gamma rays, then X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared, radar, waves, television waves, short wave, and AM wave all are present. And below that, their wavelength in meter is shown. So for AM wave, the wavelength is highest, and for gamma rays, the wavelength is lowest. In 10 raised to minus 14, it is for gamma rays, and 10 raised to 4, it is for amplitude modulated waves. A visible light is present in between these two things. It is present between ultraviolet rays and infrared rays. Okay, and it has a wavelength in nanometers. Visible light has a wavelength in nanometers. It constitutes different colors, right, from red to violet. So all these kinds of rays or waves generate different are used for different applications. For example, a visible light is a part of electromagnetic spectrum, and it is a resonance with rods and cones in our retina. Okay, so when we see the light, or when our eye receives the light, rods and cones of our retina cells are activated, and thereby we can feel the light. The sizes of the electromagnetic wave can be relatively compared by using this figure. So radio waves has a wavelength up to 10 to 3 meters, and gamma rays, just we have seen, the wavelength is up to 10 to 14 meters. But as wavelength increases, the frequency decreases. So here we can see the low frequency waves. But as the wavelength decreases, the frequency is going to increase. So the size of the waves is again, the size of the wave is also decreasing, and it is shown by some kind of materials like buildings, peoples, ants, and pinpoint and atomic nuclei, and so on. So frequency and wavelength have reverse relationship. Radio waves can have a frequency up to several kilohertz, and gamma rays have a frequency up to several 10 to 20 hertz. Okay, again the same thing. Extremely low frequency waves, radio waves, then we are known as, then greater than that is microwave, then Greater than that are called infrared. In between that, visible light is present. Then ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, and so on. The wavelength go on decreasing. Their uses are shown in the lower figure. Radio waves are used in FM radio stations, power lines, TV and FM radio station up to several megahertz. Microwave oven uses microwaves. Radiant heat and arc welding uses infrared and ultraviolet rays. X-rays are used to scan the bones tissues. Radioactive sources use gamma rays and so on. So let us see the applications in brief. Radio waves, they have a frequency in the range of several thousands of hertz, 10 raised to 4 thousands, or 10 raised to 4 hertz to 10 raised to 8 hertz. And as the frequency is low, their wavelength is highest. So they have a longest wavelength, and they can travel around structures. And we use these radio waves for communication purposes. So they are used in television and radio station. AM station is used for radio transmission. AM radio station broadcast in kilohertz, and FM stations we use for transmitting sound. So they are used in the range of some megahertz. Television station broadcast in also in the range of megahertz. So if I want to find out the wavelength of a radio station, so for example, an FM is at working at some 90.1 megahertz or megahertz, then how to find out the wavelength? So wavelength is equal to, we have just seen that frequency, light, velocity of light is equal to lambda into f. What is then lambda? So it is c divided by f. C is equal to 3 to 10 is to 8 divided by 90 megahertz, that comes equal to lambda, that is 3.3 meter. So a 90.1 megahertz wave can travel up to a distance of 3.3 meters, just 3.3 meters, right? Again, but if we want to transmit it for a longer distance, then we have to use some carrier frequency, right? And that is called as a modulation. So we have seen in all these things in the communication. In microwaves, again, high wavelength waves, sorry, small wavelength waves are used, and they are used to excite the water molecules in the food, causing them to knock into other molecules to increase the temperature of the food. Here, the temperature of the food is increased by passing microwaves through that. In cell phones and radar transmit and receive microwaves. We use these devices daily. Again, infrared radiations are associated with heat, and some reptiles like snakes and lizards use these kind of waves. They radiate infrareds so that they can find out their prey. Also, infrared radiations are used in remote controls, television remote controls, to transmit the signal. We can't see these infrared radiation; they are not visible, but they can transmit. They can be transmitted from one point to another point. Then the next part of that spectrum was visible light. It has different frequencies at different colors and different wavelengths, starting from red up to violet. The range is from 700 to 400 nanometers. So the wavelength is very small. 1 nanometer means 10 raised to minus 9 meters. So this kind of nanometer wavelength we can view, or we can see with our eyes. Ultraviolet rays are high energy rays, and they can cause sunburn and skin cancers, etc. There are some special devices which can generate ultraviolet rays. Sun also transmits some kind of ultraviolet rays, but it is sometimes necessary to generate vitamins D. They are used to irritate or kill the germs on foods and instruments. The insects use it to locate the food. So, how the bees can see the flowers is shown in this figure. They transmit ultraviolet rays, bees transmit ultraviolet rays, and whatever seen by them is shown in the above picture. But the actual picture is yellow flowers. Again, the X-ray is the next electromagnetic waves, and those are used to see the body parts or bone parts. They have high energy and tiny wavelengths, very small wavelengths in terms of nanometers, and can penetrate our bodies and alter DNA. Sometimes it is harmful. So denser bones and teeth composed of calcium can be diagnosed using X-rays. Gamma rays are extremely high energy with subatomic size wavelength, and they can penetrate paper and even thin layers of metal. They are very highest energy. So generated by radioactive decay of elements on Earth or present in cosmic radiation from outer space. The atmosphere protects us from such kind of radiation from space. It can cause cancer but also kills cancer cells as radiation treatment. So these are some basic applications where electromagnetic waves are used. But we are going to analyze electromagnetic waves in equation form. So we for that we are going to use Maxwell's equation.